Welcome to Devlog 24 for Reave, a dark fantasy VR game we're making here at Alta. Not too long ago, we wrapped up the August playtest. Thank you to everyone who tested out the game and checked out all the brand new updates, including exploring the brand new spawn areas like the caves that we showed in the previous devlog. And remember, if you haven't playtested Reave yet, you don't need to join a waitlist or anything like that. Just head over to discord.gg/Reave and follow the commands to get instant access to play the game whenever playtests are active. And in this devlog, I'm going to show you lots of cool new things, including some pretty big updates that will be available in the September playtest. So why not kick things off with a fairly commonly requested feature, usernames above players' heads. Specifically, their character names are now shown above their heads in the encampment, and they are also above their health and stamina bars when in raids. On top of that, we've now added a fully fleshed out title system. Inside your tent where you spawn, you'll be able to find a new panel where you can equip, preview, and swap titles you've unlocked. These titles appear alongside your character name in the encampment and in raids, giving you a way to show off your identity and progress. The system is made of 3 parts, which you can mix and match. Attributes like Forsaken, Bloodied, Shadowed, Valiant, and Ironbound. Core titles such as Recruit, Hunter, Warden, Keeper, and even Alpha Tester for those of you who have been taking part in playtests. And then there are suffixes tied to places within the Fallen Bastion, including the Crypt, the Barracks, Caves, and even the Iron Keep. That's something we'll be talking a little bit more about later in this devlog. And each of these sections can be toggled on or off. Don't want the attribute at the front? Set it to none. Prefer to not show a location suffix? Switch it off. That way, your title can be as minimal or elaborate as you want, from a simple recruit to something like Shadowed Recruit of the Prison. These title parts unlock as you level your characters, starting small and growing into more evocative combinations as you progress. A level 1 character begins as a recruit. Higher level characters have much more access to even more dramatic options, letting you create combinations that reflect both your journey and the places you fought through. All of this is also laying the groundwork for community-based titles, which means in the future we may be able to reward players with titles such as Playtest Champion not only as a role on Discord, but also as a title in-game, which will be a cool one-off unique title that marks you a part of Reave's history. And this is just the start of a broader player reward system. Not only will your titles show up in the encampment, but they'll follow you into raids, visible above your health bar and stamina bar, alongside your character name as shown earlier. And during the process of adding names and titles, we also made the names of enemies in the Fallen Bastion visible above their health bars. Now you can see their official names and types while fighting them. Next up, let's take a look at armor. Just like in the last devlog where we introduced the fighter set, this month we're showing off our very first proper light armor set. If you remember that lineup concept art of 3 different armor sets by Megan from last time, you'll spot all the way at the left, that's our basic light armor set for rogues. And now here's how it looks in-game. This set includes the rogue hood, built to help you blend into the shadows, the rogue garbs, a unique chest piece designed to make you stand out as much as make you blend in, the rogue braces, which cover a portion of your forearms and hands, offering protection without sacrificing agility, the rogue trousers, sleek and simple, matching the rest of the set, and the rogue shoes, stripped back, quiet and perfect for moving unseen and unheard. Worn together, the rogue set is lean, fast, and unmistakably built for those who live and fight from the shadows, all while still looking like lower tier starter gear for the rogue class. Once again, I think Zach did an absolutely incredible job putting together this rogue set that you see here, just like his work on the fighter set in the last devlog. I hope you're all really happy with this and can't wait to wear it too. There'll also be a number of other armor sets introduced to Reave in the future, from light to medium to heavy, but hopefully now seeing the base light armor set along with the base heavy armor set gives you an idea of the direction armor in general is going in Reave. And we'll be able to show you the very first medium armor set soon, so stay tuned for that. Next up, let's dive back into environments. Last time we introduced the caves with Sean, a brand new spawn area in the Fallen Bastion, and also showed off the first gameplay blockouts of the mess hall and barracks. Players even got to try those out in the last playtest, but we're not slowing down there. We've added another brand new spawn area, the Iron Keep. Spawning at the top of this area means you'll descend through a tower of jail cells that connect into the main Fallen Bastion, and push even deeper and you'll find areas that start to feel a little unsettling. One of my favorite spots in the Iron Keep is right in the middle. From here, you can carefully jump down across hanging cages, slipping into side rooms through gaps in walls, or making your way towards a caged chest, waiting near the bottom. Even though it hasn't had its final art pass yet either, the space already feels completely different from the other spawn areas. More open, more vertical, and instantly recognizable the moment you step out of the first door. And even some of the Scarth and Wretches sometimes end up trapped inside one of the Iron Keep's cells. It's up to you to free them or stab them through the bars and collect their echo from safety. I can't wait for all of you to explore the Iron Keep in the next playtest. Like the caves, mess hall, and barracks, it brings a new way to experience Reave. From darkly lit passageways that require your torch, to those signature green-lit spawn areas that also mark your way to extraction. With these 4 spawn areas now within the Fallen Bastion, it's all starting to feel like it's really taking shape. And once the Mess Hall, Barracks, and Iron Keep move closer to final art, we'll bring Sean back onto a future devlog to walk us through the lighting and design process a little bit more for each of those areas. And another space that has evolved is what we used to call the Guard's Lair. You might have seen it in earlier devlogs or playtests. It was this small, green-lit area that probably too closely resembled the spawn rooms, with them becoming green now. And honestly, it didn't have a lot going on, so we decided to rework it completely. So now welcome to the Command Hall. It keeps some of the old bones of the Guard's Lair, but it feels like a true seat of power, the kind of place a long-lost general might have commanded from. There's a new upper balcony area overlooking the hall, tons of updated enemy placements, new loot to discover, and fresh hallways to fight through. But there are also some familiar landmarks to give returning players a spark of recognition. And looking ahead, we have even more tweaks and updates planned for existing areas. Those will enter the same blockout phase before going to full art, and I'll showcase them in future devlogs. Once we've gathered enough feedback about these new areas and the refined gameplay flow of each of them, Sean will take all of these areas through a more detailed art pass, pushing each one into something that feels visually distinct and unforgettable. And next up, let's talk about a brand new feature making its debut in Reave this month, the LIV Camera. Some of you may already know this tool from other VR games, and quite a few of you even commented directly on LIV's post saying you'd love to see it in Reave. They reached out to us and now it's here. This is the very first implementation of it, and we wanted to get it in your hands quickly so you can test it and give us feedback, and hopefully create some incredible content with it too. Spawning in the camera is simple. Open your menu where you'd normally see your inventory and equipment, and you'll notice a small red icon on the side. Click that, and then select Spawn Camera, and there it is, there is the LIV Camera. We'll streamline this flow in future updates, but for now, once it's in the world, you can grab it, move it around, and start using all the features you'd expect. That includes selfie mode, first person and third person views, all fully adjustable. You can flip perspectives, change settings like FOV and smoothness, rotate for vertical or widescreen recording, and even adjust things like resolution. This means that on Quest 2 and Quest 3, it makes capturing clean, stable footage incredibly easy. And if you're on PC VR, you can crank it all the way up to 4K if your PC will support it, and get some seriously high quality shots. Now, one thing you'll notice, currently Reave only renders your arms from the player perspective, so you won't see the full body when filming yourself. It is something we plan to address down the line. Still, we'd love to hear your thoughts on how useful this tool is for content creators and how you'd like to see it evolve. And here I am, waving at you all, saying hello. You can see it's just my arms, as I mentioned, but of course, your buddies can join you, and there we go, you can see some other players in view as well. Personally, I love how fast it is to grab the camera, bump the FOV, hit record, and instantly have smooth, great-looking footage. And to kick things off for the very next playtest, we'll be posting a community bounty. The challenge, summon and fight a boss in Reave while recording with the LIV camera. You can, of course, use other ways of recording, but because the camera tool is there now, it may be easier for some of you to use that. And it's a direct way for you to give us feedback about it as well. Send us your clips and we'll feature a selection of them in the very next devlog, showcasing the community's creativity with this new tool. I'm really excited to see what some of you come up with, and I can't wait to highlight some of your amazing footage that you all create. This is only the beginning of the implementation of the LIV camera in Reave, and the possibilities it opens up are huge. And to round out this devlog, combat has seen some big changes too. One of the big changes is we've introduced rarity-based stamina scaling. For example, a short sword with the common rarity might cost 15 stamina for every swing, while a legendary version of the same weapon costs only 10. Rarer gear in general now feels more rewarding as you can keep swinging away at enemies and it'll drain less and less of your stamina now. So equipping and wearing that higher tier gear now has even more of an impact on your gameplay. This has been applied to all of the weapons in Reave, so we're really excited for you to all get your hands on with these in the next playtest and give us a little bit more feedback about how it feels to wield these weapons and how much stamina drain every hit does. There's also been just a larger rebalancing of all of the armor and weapon stats. And on top of that, merchant prices have been tuned, and the kind of loot and rarity of things you get from chests have also been adjusted. But this also brings another change, which is simplifying starting loadouts. Every class now spawns in the basic recruit rags, with just a basic weapon for that class. For example, a fighter will just spawn with an axe, and a rogue will just spawn with a dagger. Everything else has to be earned in your raids. This means that every fighter won't now spawn with the fighter armor, and every rogue won't spawn with the rogue armor. It means you're going to have to either purchase that stuff with gold from the merchants, or find better rarity versions of it from within the raids. So it's more likely that when you see someone running around in the recruit rags, it probably just means that, hey, they maybe just died in a raid. But when you see someone decked out in full fighter armor, it means they either collected enough gold to buy that, or they're wearing some really high tier gear that they've got from exploring deep within the Fallen Bastion and maybe even beating the boss a few times. And there we go, that's Devlog 24. Titles, the rogue set, the Iron Keep, the command hall, the LIV Camera, and all those balance changes are all arriving in the September playtest. Make sure you head over to discord.gg/Reave and complete the commands to get access and experience the Dungeons of Reave like never before. And remember to like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel to keep up to date with all things Reave and all these devlogs and future trailers that'll be released on this channel. Thanks again for watching this devlog for Reave, and see you all in the next one.